What she does is she slowly starts to test you every way that she can think of. She is testing you for weakness. She wants to see just how attached you are, just how emotionally invested you have become, and just how much you feel as if you need her. Which is why the second that you love her, for her, the second that you love her to the degree where she feels that you are now weak in any way, shape, or form, she pulls back and she leaves you. And when she leaves you, not only does she leave, she will do everything that she can, oftentimes, to completely punish that weakness. You will be punished. I have seen numerous times where the woman will go and sleep with a couple of his friends or guys that he knows. Cheating sometimes occurs, just bad things. This is why you need to learn, understand, and master the language of women so she never desires to pull away ever again.
What most men fail to see is this. Women don't just fall for a man's confidence, they test his weaknesses first. And if you're not careful, she'll quietly push buttons, probe insecurities, and watch how you respond, all before she ever truly commits. Think of it as a game she's been playing since the first text, the first date, even the first joke you thought was harmless. The way you handle these moments says more about your value than any flashy move or smooth line ever could. Welcome to the channel. Today we're breaking down exactly how women test your weakness, and I'll be showing you real clips where this happens, moment by moment. You'll see how subtle actions, small comments, or even silence are not random. They're signals. Signals to see if you fold under pressure, chase validation, or stand your ground with calm confidence. By the end of this video, you'll understand the mindset behind her tests, how to spot them early, and more importantly, how to respond in a way that instantly elevates your presence in her eyes. Stay with me, because what seems like casual interaction is actually a map of her attraction, and it's far easier to read than you think. 1. Silent treatment to gauge your patience.
If she's right here and you're right here, and she's the one giving you the silent treatment, and you are constantly coming over to her to say, why won't you talk to me? You're in the dynamic of coming to her. She is basically using the situation to make it so that way you have no leverage. She is getting you to do so much in this circumstance. She is getting you to reveal your interest level. She is getting you to demonstrate how much you care. She is getting you to demonstrate your willingness to show affection. She's also getting you to demonstrate your willingness to amend the situation or to potentially apologize for something, even if you didn't do anything wrong or even if you didn't attempt to do anything wrong.
Silent treatment is one of the oldest tricks in a woman's playbook, and it's meant to reveal something very specific about you. When she suddenly pulls back, stops replying, or becomes distant, she isn't punishing you for fun. She's observing. She wants to see how you handle absence, how you cope when attention isn't automatic, and whether your self-worth depends on her validation. Many men panic in these moments. They double text, over-explain, or try to force a response, showing that they are unstable under pressure. That's exactly what she's looking for, and that reaction signals weakness. What's fascinating is that the silent treatment is rarely about you personally. It's a test, a subtle measure of emotional strength. She's checking if you remain grounded or crumble when things feel uncertain. Men who handle this calmly, who stay composed, maintain their own activities in life without begging for attention, immediately start to look different. That calm presence communicates value, independence, and confidence, qualities that naturally attract. Throughout this video, I'll show clips where this exact scenario plays out. You'll see the difference between a man who folds under the silence and one who holds his frame, responding subtly but powerfully. I'll break down body language, timing, and the unspoken cues that make her test so effective. By the end, you'll understand that silence isn't rejection. It's a mirror. It reflects your ability to stand strong even when you feel uncertain. Master this, and you stop being reactive. You start becoming the man she actually notices, respects, and finds irresistible. 2. Subtle digs to spot your insecurity. Subtle digs are one of the most revealing ways a woman tests a man's weakness, and most men completely miss it. These aren't obvious insults. They're small comments, jokes, or even teasing questions, designed to see how you react. Maybe she jokes about your outfit, your plans, or even your confidence in a way that seems casual. If you respond defensively, over-explain, or laugh nervously, you're giving her exactly what she wants. Proof that she can get under your skin. Understanding this test is crucial because it's rarely about her trying to hurt you. She's watching for emotional control, self-respect, and the ability to handle minor tension without losing composure. Men who can take a subtle dig, smile, and respond with calm confidence immediately show higher value. It's a lesson in emotional intelligence disguised as playful teasing. This is where most men fail. They see the dig and think they have to prove themselves, apologize, or escalate to show they're strong. That's exactly the opposite of what she's looking for. Women are drawn to men who stay steady, who can handle small pressure without drama, and who turn tests into an opportunity to show charm and composure. Later in this video, I'll show clips demonstrating this in action. You'll see the difference between a man who folds under small digs and one who holds his frame effortlessly. By learning to read these subtle challenges, you'll stop reacting out of insecurity and start responding with intention. You'll not only survive her tests, you'll thrive under them, turning every dig into a chance to display quiet confidence. 3. Flirting with boundaries to see your control. Flirting with boundaries is one of the most subtle and revealing tests a woman can give. This isn't about obvious advances. It's the small, playful pushes that make you question yourself. Maybe she teases you about being too serious, laughs at something slightly offbeat you said, or hints at her attention being conditional. What she's really doing is seeing if you can maintain control over yourself, your reactions, and your emotions without overcompensating. Here's the thing. A man who bends under these subtle tests immediately signals weakness. He apologizes unnecessarily, over-explains, or tries too hard to earn approval. That's exactly what she wants to avoid in the men she's attracted to. Women are drawn to stability and strength, and boundary testing is her way of gauging both. She wants to see if you can stay grounded, playful, and confident even when she's indirectly challenging you. Understanding this test is essential because it flips the power dynamic in subtle ways. She isn't trying to manipulate you maliciously. She's naturally evaluating whether you can be her equal, someone who can hold his space without needing constant reassurance. The men who pass this test effortlessly are calm, composed, and slightly unpredictable in a way that keeps her curious. Later in this video, I'll show clips where these boundary tests play out. You'll see the difference between a man who folds under slight provocation and one who keeps his cool, responds playfully, and even subtly reinforces his value. Once you understand this, you'll realize that every playful boundary push is an opportunity, not a trap, to demonstrate confidence, self-respect, and emotional strength. This is where attraction grows silently and powerfully without you even needing to force it. 4. Withholding attention to test your value.
Women will play games with you and ignore you just to see if you'll be submissive and feminine enough to chase her. At the time, she may think like, wow, he started chasing me after I ignored him on purpose. I really like it. And it's fun in the moment, right? She likes it in the moment. But in the long run, she's like, he doesn't have a backbone. He doesn't respect himself. He rewards my bad behavior. This man can't really protect me because he can't even protect himself. He can't even stand up for what he wants. It's okay to be obsessed with a woman. It's okay to have feelings for her. But you know when she's playing games. You know when she's ignoring you. And you chasing her means that she controls the dynamic of the relationship.
Withholding attention is one of the most effective ways a woman tests a man's strength, and yet it's one of the most misunderstood. She might suddenly become less responsive, take longer to reply, or focus her energy elsewhere. Not because she's angry or disinterested, but because she's quietly observing how you handle the shift. This is a classic test to see if your value depends on her validation, or if you can maintain your own confidence regardless of her attention. Men often make the mistake of chasing or pleading when attention is withheld. They overcompensate, send multiple messages, or try to force engagement. What they don't realize is that these reactions are exactly what she's watching for. They reveal dependency, insecurity, and emotional instability. On the other hand, a man who remains calm, continues with his life, and responds selectively without panic instantly signals strength and self-respect. That's the man who suddenly becomes more attractive, more intriguing, and more valuable in her eyes. It's important to understand that this test isn't malicious. Women aren't trying to play games. They're naturally assessing who can handle uncertainty, who is emotionally resilient, and who can operate independently. When attention is withheld, it's an opportunity to demonstrate that your self-worth isn't dictated by her presence, approval, or energy. Later in this video, I'll show clips that illustrate this perfectly. You'll see the stark difference between a man who collapses under the pressure of delayed attention and one who stays grounded, composed, and subtly magnetic. Recognizing this pattern and responding correctly isn't about tricks or manipulation. It's about developing real confidence, presence, and emotional control. Master this, and withholding attention stops being a test that intimidates you and becomes a tool that amplifies your value. 5. Watching your reaction under pressure. Watching your reaction under pressure is one of the most telling ways a woman tests a man, and it often happens in ways you don't even notice. Take Jason, for example, who's been dating Lisa for 6 months. She's not overtly testing him, at least not in ways he immediately recognizes, but she does small things, questioning his plans, teasing him about his choices, or seeing how he reacts when she's slightly unpredictable. She isn't trying to hurt him, she's observing. She wants to see if he can stay grounded, make decisions confidently, and maintain his composure even when the situation is slightly uncomfortable. Most men, like Jason initially, react instinctively. They either get defensive, over-explain, or try to please, showing anxiety and insecurity. That's exactly what her test reveals: how much control you have over yourself when the dynamics feel uncertain. Women aren't drawn to men who crumble under small pressures. They're drawn to men who handle tension with quiet confidence, who stay calm, and who subtly assert their own boundaries without needing to dominate the situation. This test is important because it mirrors real-life relationship challenges. It's not just about playful teasing, it's about seeing how a man responds under stress, during disagreement, or when attention shifts. When Jason learned to pause, take a breath, and respond thoughtfully rather than reactively, Lisa's respect and attraction grew noticeably. It wasn't manipulative, it was simply him demonstrating emotional control, stability, and confidence, qualities that are magnetic in any relationship. Throughout this video, I'll break down clips showing similar scenarios. By recognizing these moments as tests rather than attacks, you can respond intentionally and strengthen your presence. Once you master this, you stop being reactive and start showing the kind of calm authority that naturally commands respect, interest, and attraction in a woman's eyes. Understanding how she tests your weakness isn't about games. It's about reading signals and responding with calm confidence. From silence to subtle digs, boundary pushes, withheld attention, and observing reactions under pressure, every test reveals your true emotional strength. The men who succeed aren't trying to impress. They're steady, self-aware, and composed. By recognizing these patterns, you stop reacting out of insecurity and start responding with intention. Mastering these subtle dynamics transforms not only how she sees you, but how you carry yourself in every interaction. Strength, calm, and presence always win.